nighttime and I can't tell if you guys can see me or not. Like sometimes I think it's because the color I have on. I don't know. Can you guys see my face or do I need to turn the light up? I am coming to you live and we're going to keep it real. All right. I come live at like the oddest times and I'm exhausted. So what I'm going to say probably isn't even going to make sense, but we're going to try and get it out there because when the spirit moves you, you just need to go with it. All right. So I was just doing a live video in a group that I'm in and I told them, I said, I think I'm going to go live soon on my public page and talking about how to find your purpose or your thing and knowing what that thing is. So I told them, I'm like, even though I told them I had to go to bed because my words weren't making sense, I couldn't think of what things were called because I was so tired, but here I am here anyways. All right, so come join me. Hopefully you guys are like in your pajamas, getting ready for bed, but we got an extra hour to sleep tonight, which I'm like super pumped about. Here, can you guys see me better? Laurie, you're on here. Laurie, can you see me? How are you, Laurie Abdella? All right, I want to talk to you guys really quick because I often hear people say like, I don't know what my purpose is. I don't know what I should be doing. Like they don't know what their gifts are. They're not in tune with themselves. All right. Like I often hear people at all ages, whether they're getting ready to graduate from high school, whether they're 30 something and feel like they didn't go to school for the right thing, or they're my age and their kids are growing up and they just can't, seem to put their finger on what their thing is. Does this sound like familiar to some people that are watching this? Did you do your live seal? Yes, Robin, you got to go catch it over there. All right. There's some items that are still left. I have like swatches all over me. I was just live over there. And I told people that I was going to come live on here. I was thinking about it, even though I wanted to go to bed, but I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go live because I'm thinking about this and I kind of want to share my thoughts with you guys. So I'm hoping that this comes out making sense, even though like, I'm like, I feel like I either need a coffee or I need to go get in bed. So whoa, all right, that's like a pretty deep thing to like wrap your head around, like what your purpose is. And that's what the first mistake is that most people make. Most people are trying to figure out what their purpose is. There's the word, what their purpose is. But I truly believe that we are put here for a purpose beyond what we think we're here for. We're here, I think, all right, to serve out and to live out our gifts that we've been given to touch as many lives as possible, okay? And I don't think it's necessarily something that you have to like figure out because I feel like one life experience brings you to the next, brings you to the next, and brings you to the next. But you have to be open, you have to be aware, and you have to know when it's time to move, okay? So what does this mean? Because like trying to make sense of my brain is like a whole nother story. So let me just like give you a little bit of like 411, all right, what I'm talking about. So I've like read a couple books on like the purpose-driven life. I've been listening to a couple people that like, have YouTube channels, all right? Just, you guys know me, my brain doesn't shut off. I'm always like taking in new information. And I truly believe that a lot of people have these opportunities presented in front of them, but they let fear get in the way. They're afraid. They're afraid of the unknown. They're afraid of trying something new. They're afraid of getting outside their comfort zone. And so they stay where it's comfortable. They stay doing the same thing that they've been doing for 5 years, for 10 years, for 15 years, for 20 years, because that's comfortable. That's what they know, okay? And they're afraid to do something other than that. Now, and do I get afraid to do things? Absolutely. But I think sometimes the difference between me and maybe another person is that I don't let the fear paralyze me, all right? I actually get excited and take that like nervousness, anxiety, and what do? I take action. That's what I think, all right? So let me like dive into this a little bit deeper. So, and I know for some of you guys, you're like, oh my God, it's after 11 o'clock at night. So like, what is she doing? All right. Welcome to my life. No, seriously. So what am I talking about? Like when I look at my life right now and some of the things that I'm doing, and this is going to sound like craziness to you guys. Some of the things that I'm doing, what I was doing when I was 5 years old, 10 years old, 15 years old, 20 years old was actually preparing me for what I'm doing right now. Okay. Hi, Andrea. Hi, everybody. Hi, Sarah. These things were like preparing me. So like I have switched careers quite a few times in my life. All right. Like I started like outside of college, started doing outside sales. All right. I work for United Liquors for their non-alcohol division. When I do something, I do it. I don't do it half-ass. All right. Like I put everything I have into it, because you don't ever want to feel like something didn't work because you didn't put enough effort in. But when you throw all your effort at it, you can walk away confidently if the time is right to walk away, because you know that you gave it like everything you had. Like there's no doubt in your mind whatsoever. I just realized how late it was. I know, I'm a crazy lady, Sarah, seriously. And so what happens is, I feel like sometimes if you're aware of opportunities around you and you put yourself out there and maybe express to people things that you like, things that interest you, things start coming your way, okay? So what happened was, like, before I even graduated from college, like a year or two before I graduated from college, this gentleman that I knew in the town that I lived in, he said, you will have a job with me when you graduate because you're a go-getter, you're a hustler. Like, he knows that I would take action. He's like, I want you on my sales force. So what did I do? I called him up. I said, John, I'm graduating in like 60 days. He's like, yep, I'm waiting for you. Like, got a job, worked for him. Okay. I always knew I wanted to work like in an ad agency. Don't ask me why, but I did. I wanted to do like project management. I love data. I know this might surprise some people. I'm like a numbers person. I love crunching numbers. I love doing data analysis. I love talking to people. I like doing presentations. And when you work in an ad agency, you kind of get to do all those. So I used my experience, did my first job. And then when an opportunity came up, what did I do? I moved. I didn't let fear paralyze me, because what's the worst thing? You try it and it doesn't work out. So what? So you go back to doing what you're doing and you do something different, right? I worked there and then worked for a competitor and then went back and forth between the two companies. And then like right around 9/11, I was traveling in New York City a lot for business. And I decided, you know what? I don't want to fly anymore. I was like flying all over the country for the company that I worked for different accounts that they had, and traveling in and out of the city. And I decided, I was starting my family. I wanted to be home with my family. So I decided to start up a business. Now, this is where things you have to be aware. I kind of expressed to a couple people, I don't want to go back to work after I have my first child, right? I want to stay home, but I want to work still. And so my aunt knew that, and she did like billing. And so she said, what if we start up a billing company? You can help me because you know the business structure, how to get off the ground, and I know the billing. All right, awesome. Did that. And this is what I mean. When you know when it's time to move, when a new opportunity presents itself that's better than the opportunity that you're doing, right? Listen to that. You know it's time to move when an opportunity presents itself that's better than what you're currently doing, okay? Or brings you closer to what you feel like your calling is. So then I had a friend who her kids got head lice and like thought her life was over, because any mom that has experienced that knows that it's like scary, even though it's not. But because you don't know and you're not informed, you think it's like the end of the world, okay? And so she's like, there has to be other moms going through this. Well, yeah, it's one of those things that no one talks about, and lice happens. It happens one in every other family. Clean heads they prefer, okay? And it was a lucrative opportunity. And I saw that and I was like, you know what? I need to leave this to go to that. So that's when I made a movement, okay? And so then I did the lice business. And then after like doing that for a couple of years, I was like, you know what? I don't want to have to answer calls at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 1 in the morning because moms are freaking out. Like it got to be too much. I felt like I was a nurse on call. And so a friend of mine, her family owned a company and they needed somebody to come and do the books and the payroll. And I was like, you know what? It's down the street. It will get me out of the house again. My kids are getting older. All right. An opportunity presented itself that was better than what I was currently doing, I felt. So what did I do? I moved. And then all of a sudden it was like, no, I need a job with benefits and this and that. So what did I decide to do? I'm going to go get certified to become a high school business teacher. So I went and got certified to become a high school business teacher and a math teacher. And then I decided I'd get my certification to teach phys ed, to teach health, to teach family consumer sciences. I think I'm certified for a couple other things too, right? And so while I was doing that, I still missed the sales in talking to people like outside the classroom. So I did Unique for 3 years until all of a sudden I didn't go looking for it. But the real estate investment company that I'm doing, I went to a seminar because I love Mr. Wonderful from the Shark Tank, all right, because I'm an entrepreneur at heart, and saw in my head put together this opportunity that I kind of created as a result to going to his seminar. And I was like, it's time to move again, like take action and leave Unique and do that in place of it. And so so many people struggle to find what their thing is. But what you don't realize is the thing that you're doing right now is the thing that's going to prepare you for the next thing. Okay. I know that sounds really weird. All right. But that's how you find like your calling and your purpose. It's to be aware. All right. And not just like aware in here, but put it out to people. Let people know what interests you or what you like. And don't be afraid to try something new. Like I didn't have any business becoming a teacher, people could have said, right? I didn't have a degree in education. I have 2 degrees in business. I have a Bachelor of Science in Business and an MBA from Northeastern University. So when I told people I was going to teach, they're like, you're going to do what? I don't think it surprised people because it's my personality. But I'm like, yeah, I think this will be what I want to do next. So what did I do? I took action. All right. So it's like a couple things. It's not being afraid to take action. It's being aware of opportunities and moving when the next opportunity seems better than the current thing that you're doing. All right. And just because you decide to do the next thing, all right, doesn't mean that might not be the end all be all, but I will tell you, you will pick up skills that will then prepare you for what the next thing is. So if you can like get rid of the fear, if you can step outside your comfort zone and not let your own mind framework what your purpose is, it will be crazy, all right, the things that you'll end up doing. Because like right now, I know I'm a crazy lady, but I have like 20 things in my head that I want to do because my brain doesn't shut off. And I know most people like, okay, but I can't even think of one, but I will help strategize with anyone because we have so many gifts, and a lot of the things that I do now, my childhood in my 20s and my 30s and my 40s prepared me for what I'm doing now. So like, for instance, I grew up, I loved to dance, all right, on stage. I grew up and danced in a competitive dance team. And now what do? You perform every day when you get up in front of kids. I'm doing this live video, that's performing. I'll go and I'll do motivational speeches, that's performing, right? I'm like a people person. I love people. I gravitate to the underdog, all right? I'm always one of those people that maybe because I had a lot of hurt and struggles growing up, like I gravitate to people that have struggles in life. And I feel like I'm empathetic to them. So like I listen, all right, to those gifts. Kim Kearns, I miss you. I miss you, my friend Eileen. I miss you. I miss you. I miss you. So like I just tonight, like I feel like so many people struggle to find like what their purpose is and what they're supposed to be doing. But if you just stop and breathe and listen, all right, you'll be amazed at the opportunities that come your way, because I bet there's opportunities that have been right in front of you, but you missed them because you were too focused on maybe even how miserable you were, maybe in the job or whatever your situation is right now. But when you can stop and be grateful for just the little blessings in life, like you guys know me, like I know this sounds really weird to people, but one of my favorite things in the entire day is when I get back from exercise in the morning, I have like 20 minutes that I sit by myself. I know this sounds crazy. I sit in the dark and I put my hands on my hot coffee mug in the dark and just quiet, nothing on, and just appreciate those 20 minutes of complete silence in that warm coffee, especially after coming in from the cold, and just taking in the silence and listening, okay? It's like those small things, right, that we enjoy. Or something like stupid such as, I know this sounds crazy, all right? Like even like I just put on this lip balm on, right? I know it sounds crazy. Like, it just feels good on my lips. Like, I love it. Appreciate like the small things. Hold on, let me read these comments for a second. Please, can we talk soon? I would love to catch up with you on some stuff. You know I'm always available, people, all right? Like just message me and we'll carve out a time. I know this sounds crazy. Part of me feels like, Kim, Jessica Hornak, I love you, my friend. I love you. I miss you. Everybody right now, give Jessica Hornak a shout out. Give hearts across the screen. This woman is one fearless, like, woman. Like, I don't even know how to put it. You are so brave. She's been undergoing chemo treatments in like just sharing her story out there. And I love you so much. And I'm like totally showering you right now with love and sending my energy to you, my healing thoughts, Jess. I love you so much. And God is so good and he's watching over you and you're touching so many lives with your strength and grace. So I just want to say thank you to you for that. I miss you so much and I love your face. And like, that's the thing too. Like, it's not by mistake that we all know each other. God does put people in our lives for reasons, okay? And most people can teach us something, all right? And even if there's those relationships that are tough, that we have tough times with, right? They teach us about grace. They teach us about understanding. They teach us about stepping outside ourselves so we can better understand others. That's like huge, okay? Because sometimes we get so self-absorbed and then we start putting these walls up, and that's sometimes I feel like how frictions can create in relationships because we don't take the time to stop and listen and breathe, all right? And really understand where someone's coming from. No, silly ghost, don't do that. But thank you. Don't do what? What did I do? I don't even know what I did. So this is what I want to tell you, all right? Like, you're doing fine. Like, don't get all discouraged and down on yourself, because what you're doing right now is preparing you for the next thing. And I don't care if you're 10, if you're like my son who's graduating and doesn't know what he wants to do, all right? Because what happens is there's these little seeds along the way, all right, that I call like our gifts. And we need to chat tomorrow. I miss you like crazy. Thank you so much for that. I miss you and I love you. I just wanted to say hi. Let's chat tomorrow. Yes, let's. Please message me. And like the seeds are like, just even like I'll use my kids for an example. Like my oldest son, he is like, he just has like a heart of gold. He's super good with kids. He has a lot of patience. And like, I'll tell him all the time, like, you should think about becoming a teacher, right? Or just, he's one of these people, you can't help but like him because he's such a good boy, all right? Like, I don't know how else to put it. He's 17 years old, but he's just a good kid. And like, those are little gifts that like, he can do something with that type of personality, right? Then you have my middle son who is like unbelievable at like science and technology and engineering. And he's an unbelievable athlete. And, you know, he could go do something in engineering or mathematics or like, you know, like totally, like sometimes people need guidance and directions. And then you have my youngest son, he doesn't need anything else because he has determination and grit, all right? And when you have determination and grit, anything's possible. So it's like, even in your own children, trying to find those little gifts that they have and like trying to water them and encourage them. And not that we can really drive the wheel for someone, but bringing that attention like about so they can see it too, like what their gifts are. Because typically when you can be in touch with what your own gifts are, it will lead you to your purpose. And it doesn't mean that you're going to fulfill that purpose from day one, but it means you're going to do one thing that's going to lead you to the next thing, that's going to lead you to the next thing. But you have to be open, you have to be aware, and you have to be willing to move and go outside your comfort zone for that to happen. And it doesn't mean that it has to stop at 30 years old or 40 years old or 50 years old. You can keep transforming, all right, until the day you die. And because those gifts don't stop, they keep developing and keep developing and keep developing with every new opportunity you do, that you'll be able to do new things and touch more lives. Like, so I just wanted to come on here because so many people I hear, they're like, I don't know what to do, but you don't have to think about what you have to do if you're just open and aware. And when opportunities present themselves that are better than your current opportunity, that's your sign that it's time to take action. But you have to be willing to take action. You can't let fear paralyze you, because it breaks my heart when I talk about people too that want to go back to school and they want to do this and they want to do that, and like they come up with this laundry list of excuses of why they can't. And I'm like, that's crazy. Like, I even know people that are in their 60s. I'm like, that's nuts, because I probably will go back to school in my 60s. All right, that's just me. What is everybody on here? All right, so I just wanted to come on here and talk to you guys about that. All right, how you know if, and again, that's why I said you don't have to worry about your purpose. Because if you're aware of your gifts and you're aware of opportunities and you take action when it presents itself, okay, it will lead you to what you're supposed to be doing. Because I do believe that we live according to His will. All right. And for me, that's God. All right. For you, it might be something different. But like, I feel like He takes us and takes our gifts and He keeps presenting opportunities in front of us. But we have to be willing to take action, right? We're not forced to do anything. That's your own will. All right. And you can try something and maybe it doesn't work, and then you go back, or you take 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Like, that's that type of thing. And I know it's like after 11 o'clock at night, so I know I might not be making sense. All right. But maybe one of you on here can figure out my brain, because it is a little funky and it doesn't shut off at all. All right. So if you think somebody needs to hear this, please, all right, just tag them on this so they can check this out and listen. And if anybody, I have Eileen that wants to talk. I have Jess that wants to talk. If anybody wants to talk to me personal, just shoot me a message offline and we will chat. Like, I have calls this week. I have 3 calls this week with people. So I'm more than happy to talk to people one-on-one. Like, sometimes people just need somebody to run something by. All right. So have a good night, guys. It's actually, I'm lying because we get to like set the clocks back. So right now it's like 11 something, but it's really 10 something. So like, I'm super pumped about that. All right. I will talk to you guys, of course, whenever. Hearts. I love you, Sarah. All right. And I love the yoga poses you just did with your bodysuit, because 2 things that I want to do that are on my bucket list. I want to become, even though I teach yoga, I want to become a certified yoga instructor. Okay. And the other thing that I want to do, did you guys see that bungee jumping? I right now can vision myself. This is what I'm talking about, teaching one of those classes. Like, if that wouldn't be something so fun, not just to exercise, but to do as a girls' night out. So, like, if I wasn't so busy, I would want to open up a gym to do bungee workouts. But I tagged somebody on my post that I thought should, because they already own a couple studios, and I told her I want to teach one of the classes because, oh my God, that would just be like so much fun, wouldn't it? All right, I'm going to skedaddle and fly. Have a good night, everybody. Love yous.